Welcome to the How to Travel Full-Time podcast. I'm your host, Heather Markel. If you're dreaming of full-time travel or moving abroad, but stuck at the emotional, financial, and logistical challenges, this podcast is for you. I'll help you trade overwhelm for information that gets you from down and stuck to up and going. You can dream about the travel lifestyle, or you can live the travel lifestyle. If you're ready to live it, then let's jump in together. This podcast is for anyone who dreams of traveling full-time, but has lots of fears, doubts, and questions about getting started. It's especially for those of you who are over 40, even over 50. You know, you're not quite ready to retire, but you can't keep waiting your life away for retirement. It's for those of you who are older travelers with specific concerns like, how do you travel full-time and not ruin your retirement savings? How do you get health care? And the specific challenges that are vastly different than when you start this lifestyle in your 20s or 30s. I started traveling full-time by accident. I thought I was taking a career break back in 2018 for 6 months or so. Oops. Instead, I ended up realizing I had found a way of life. And I still remember 2 weeks into my full-time travel journey, I had a complete freak out when I realized I wasn't on vacation. It was a very weird feeling. And at this point, I hadn't booked any onward travel. So I'm in my last day and evening at the location where I was. I didn't have a place to stay the next night. I had no idea where I was going. And I was in this national park in Costa Rica with terrible Wi-Fi. And I was trying to meet up with some new friends who were in another town in Costa Rica. But after hours of research, I realized there were only 2 options. I'd either have to take this expensive flight or a dangerous sounding overnight bus ride, neither of which was going to happen. This was the moment I almost gave up on traveling full time. I thought I'd just go back to New York and ask for my job back. And then I just burst into tears. And once I cried and surrendered to the fact that I could not figure out how to meet up with these friends, I had the epiphany that changed my life. I stopped seeing my life as only a set of 2 options and expanded my mind by opening myself to other options. And in that moment, instead of trying so hard to get to the specific destination that I just couldn't, I instead researched where I could get easily. And that shifted my experience to such an extent that I kept on traveling and never looked back. Now, as you can imagine, on my journey, I have confronted a lot of fears, and I've learned a lot about my own resourcefulness. And on this podcast, I'm going to share the best of my wisdom with you. If you're here because you are hoping to start traveling full-time, I want to help you make the transition to this lifestyle. So you're going to hear a blend of tips and strategies to inspire and educate you about how to get started with the lifestyle. In my coaching, I tend to focus on 3 main pillars: emotional, financial, and logistical challenges. So each episode will include one or more of those pillars. And I'll also share my own experiences along the way. As a travel lifestyle coach, I get a lot of questions about how to get started, how do you prepare, how do you sustain the lifestyle? And so each episode will revolve around some of those more popular questions. I want to inspire anyone out there who dreams of starting this lifestyle to know that it absolutely is possible. So tune in each week for another helpful episode that's going to get you started on your own full-time travel journey. I'll tackle topics like how to afford the lifestyle, what it's like living it day to day, and so much more. So get ready for a wonderful ride. Thanks so much for listening to the How to Travel Full-Time podcast. If you loved it, please leave a review and let us know. Make sure to subscribe to get the latest episodes. Check out the show notes for important resources related to this episode, and come visit us at travellifestylecoach.com to learn more great information. If you're ready to get started with the lifestyle, go to moneyfortravelbootcamp.com, where you can learn all the strategies to afford this amazing lifestyle. Talk to you next week.